I was rewatching my footage earlier, and yeah, I'm more like an audiobook than like actually playing. Actually, like giving anything. I'll see if I can not do that, though I don't know. Also, you might notice that my rank has gone up drastically compared to the last one. It was 8 before, and I've practically almost doubled it. I've been playing a lot more songs, and I think I'm getting a lot better at this game. I can confidently do 12s now, although I don't get 100%. Why would I? Maybe, I think Chapter 6 is the final one, and the rest, at least for main story content. Maybe after I'm done with the main story, I'll do the classes. Each and every single one of them. I could just go straight to like class 8 or 9, because that's like about my level. But I want to try all of them. See how well I do. I've also progressed pretty far in the Tamasachi. I think I'm doing good. Well, not far. I haven't really gotten far, honestly, but I'd say I've gotten somewhere. Yeah. We'll continue with chapter 6. Okay, let's go. Hey. Huh? Voice calling for me? I stirred in my dream a bit and saw a young figure fade into the horizon. It's my sister Suki. Why lays around all day? You're a bad friend, you know. Huh? Why? Friends are working so hard for you. What are you doing for them? Follow things up by taking a nap? Wait, a nap? Yes, Sadie, you're asleep. You're dreaming. How do you know? Come on, you know how I know. It's the same way you know. Of course, she was right. This is a dream. Because my sister wasn't with us anymore. So wake up. I don't want to. I'm going to stand here and tell you to wake up until you wake up. Suki has the similar side to her, which in some ways made it a perfect big sister myself. They're both stubborn in different ways. I love it. Hey, get up, up and out. Wake up, get up, hey. As the world of dreams faded away, I watched her shape flow away from me. My voice, however, continued to reverb through my ears. Terminal journey. Alright. Up Saturday. Oh my god. God. My eyes snapped open. I saw a familiar face staring down at me. You are literally the worst. Huh? What time is it? It's 2:34 p.m. Saturday. Do you know what 2:34 p.m. is? What is 2:34 p.m.? It's 15 whole minutes after we were supposed to be leaving is what it is. Sorry, I had this real dream. I just want you to leave. Hearing those words, Suki seemed to have understood, and her demeanor softened a bit. About your sister, I'm guessing? Yeah, it was just a dream, though. Nothing but a figment of my own psyche. Suki scoffed, jokingly trying to lighten the mood. Well, I'm a figment of your own psyche, but your wording hurts a little there. But I get it. I chuckled and stood up from the bed. Allison walked in. Oh, good morning, sleepy day. Alice used her eyes to shine at the ripe hour of 2:34 p.m. I gave her a friendly glare. Oh, can it? I've heard enough from her already. It was all deserved, I like to think. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I'm ready to go now. Alright. We walked down the stairs of Chio's apartment for the last time. And all onto the street, Chio, Arian told me we were waiting. Hey, good morning. Oh my god, I get it! Chio laughed. I figured she would have known I'd already heard more than my fair share of complaining from Suki and Ali. It's alright, we anticipated it. Arian's been keeping yourself busy just fine. With what? Take a look at yourself. I walked over to the door of the car and looked inside to see Aries' thumbs and a frenzy on her front screen. Ever since I brought her that cat plush, she'd become addicted to the noise sound lift the game it was from. I laughed. She didn't notice. Yeah, that tracks. Anyway, are we all ready to go? Yep, hop in. Allison, Suki, and I walked over to the backseat of Chio's rather large car. It had been a few weeks since everything that had happened at the Hachioji ceremony. We kept ourselves waiting, anticipating an attack from Dawn. But it had never come, which had led us to be even more suspicious of what she could be up to. I was experiencing over 1 million cycles simultaneously. I had overclocked myself. I was thrown out from my synchronization with Layer 2 by the Dustbreaker by ADEP. I hadn't been able to access it. I haven't been able to access anything on Layers 1 or 2 since. Which left us relatively powerless when it comes to fighting back against Dawn if she showed up. So we thought. Suki had come to my room sweating a few nights ago. Saturday! Alice and I jumped a bit. Neither of us were expecting the Sunday intrusion. Yeah, what the hell's got you all out up and sweaty? I remembered something. I remember things all the time. What did you remember? The back door in the simulator world that allows light remote access to the Dustbreaker terminal. Wait, what? Okay, calm down, then explain. Suki sat on the oddly placed chair in the corner of the room and took a few deep breaths. So you know how a Dustbreaker only simulates Japan, right? Yeah? It's not absolute. There are a few spots where the simulation is naturally weakened. At the absolute edges of the country. Huh. It's like in Mind Blast when you go to the far place. I don't know what anything... Minecraft in the far... I mean, yeah? I guess it'd be similar to the Farlands in that sense. It's like how in procedurally generated video games, if you go far enough out into the infinite world generation, you can overflow. The game engine will stumble over itself trying to generate actual data. Yeah, it's somewhat like the same principle here. Basically, hacking the Dustbreaker through a point where the security of EDP is much, much weaker. I frowned. Wait, if this was there the whole time, how come you didn't make a beeline for that when you were flung onto Layer 0 before? I was so out of it that when that happened that it honestly completely slipped my mind. I never really had any reason to think about hacking to the Dustbreaker since I was already the very least thought myself to be satisfied with my position on Layer 1. I guess that's fair, yeah. So where's this weak spot? Cape Soya, the northernmost part in Japan, in Hokkaido. That was how we ended up packing our bags to take a trip to Sapporo, big city near the point Suki had mentioned. I glanced out the windows, the countryside past us. When you think about it, this whole journey has been one long road trip from the bottom of Japan to the top, hasn't it? I mean, yeah, now that you say it, what do you mean? In simulated history, we lived in Tanegashima, which is really close to the southernmost point of the country. We went to Kagoshima for the summer, now to Tokyo for the fall, and now we're going up to Sapporo for the winter. Huh, I guess so, yeah. Well, it's more like every time you got to Tokyo, you looped back to Tanegashima and repeated that 8,266 times. And now we're going to Sapporo to finish things once and for all. I laughed. So much has changed. I don't know how I feel about it all. Life is starting to be right again, if that makes sense. Well, things are starting to make sense for me. I love how it basically just throws all the information at you, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you, like, slowly but surely get it. Like, you've learned basically everything in chapter 3 and 4. And then chapter 5 has been like, they explain it to you. They just explain it. How so? Well, for one, storytelling and I being one again. Honestly, I feel like I regained a part of myself because, well, I did. It's like I'm starting to see the world for what it truly is. I guess I can understand that. Like the pill analogy. Sure, staying in Wonderland would be great. But to face stuff head on, so your life is very consistent. Everything becomes the same. You like that. The idea that I represent. Yeah. And on the other hand, it seems forcing yourself to charge into ugly truths, putting yourself at so much more risk of harm for a greater sense of happiness. The liberator's idea. Yep. I think the thing I've come to realize is you can't need both. Like, yeah, you don't have to face things as they come at you. That's how life is. Overcoming them will lead to an exponentially greater happiness than if you just stayed in your comfort zone unbothered. You need to care about yourself too. You need to know that it's okay to take time to heal, to take things at your own pace. To know the feeling of wanting to run away is part of you. A part of you that just wants to help. Suki didn't say anything. The storyteller was in contact with Layer 4 to execute her plan to break like us. She called it the Vivid Stasis Operation. I think I figured out why. Yeah? Why? I mean, think about it for a second. I'm not going to spell it out for you. Suki thought for a few minutes, and a light bulb seemed to go off in her mind. I think I get it. The Vivid Stasis Operation wasn't just about breaking like us, huh? I nodded. Yeah, this is what I'm doing. Vivid and Stasis. Breaking this separation between them, because you need both of them, and both can represent either. Damn, that storyteller. She's on a whole other level. Hey, you don't need to talk about her like she is in here. She's inside now, and sometime soon you'll see her yourself, you know? You're right. Sorry, storyteller. I'm not bothered. Also, there really is no need to refer to us separately anymore. Fair enough. The drive continued for many hours. As the sun set behind the mountains, Shio pulled the car over to a rest stop at a cafeteria. We got to stretch our legs and grab dinner. To think that this might unironically be the end, I think this is... That scares me a little. Like, it scares me a little that this might actually be over. I started this, like, at the end of near the end of February. I was like, I'll just put this out. It won't really be anything special. I just wanted to get something out there. This has been one of the best things I've done. I'm glad I've done this. And I'll be glad to do it more. I wonder what other games y'all would like me to play, honestly. Because I'm down to play more rhythm games. I really like rhythm games. This episode contains topics of... Oh, I forgot I turned on the content warnings. I didn't do that before. I should... A bit after 10 p.m., Chio pulled the car over to allow us to stretch our legs and got a bite to eat. We stopped at a moderately-sized rest shop with a cafeteria that was open overnight. Allison stepped out of the car hurriedly. Huh? What happened? Are you okay, Sat? I stood up too fast. Allison sighed. We've been in the car for over 6 hours with minimal breaks. I'm surprised you didn't have to get out of the car at any point in that. I'm very resilient, I think. Evidently your legs aren't. You walked out of the driver's side door and walked by us as she headed towards the entrance to the rest stop's building. Alright, thanks for your input, peanut gallery. Damn, okay. Chio and Allison laughed. I'll go find us a seat, okay? Take a seat to let your legs adjust. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, love. Allison fidgeted a little, flustered, and walked off in the same direction as Chio. I sat back down on the edge of the car seat with the door open. A taller figure walked up next to me. Do you think they have salmon nigiri here? It's a convenience store rest stop, on a world-class restaurant. Suki sighed with a defeated look. I'd take just salmon or just nigiri, honestly. She walked into the rest stop, following Allison and Chio. I looked in the backseat behind me. Are they still asleep? Aaron and me had fallen asleep a few hours into the ride, which surprised me. Surprised me even more than they didn't budge an inch when we started playing aggressive speedcore music with the sole intent of trying to wake them up. They frozen like they'd been turned to stone. I nudged Konami. Hey, rest stop. Here. Now. Konami finally stirred a bit and opened her eyes. Whoa, yeah, okay, we'll be there in a sec. I chucked a bit and stood up from the car. This time my legs didn't crash into TV static immediately. Walked to the rest stop building. It didn't take me long to find the cafeteria, and even less time after that to find the table Allison I found for us. She waved to me as I walked over. Hey, legs better? Legs serviceable. She laughed and I took a seat. Did you get a chance to see the kind of stuff they have here? Well, I did, but the thing is, even though the rest stop was over tonight, the kitchen isn't. Makes sense. Looks like it closed at 9 p.m. Oh, so is there nothing to eat? I mean, there's a convenience store built into the building. Seems like that's our only option. Honestly, fair enough. Just go get some stuff then? Come with. Okay. We both stood up and walked across the building interior to the convenience store. A few minutes later, we come back with not much other than a few bags of chips and a grape popsicle. Well, that was pointless. Not really. Have you tried that grape popsicle yet? Huh? I don't think I have. This thing is insane. Seriously, I don't know what they put in it. Ali, it's just a great popsicle. Try it. Okay, I'll try it. Confused by your start, I unwrapped the popsicle and bit into it. Well? Oh, holy shit. Yeah. This face is so dumb. I love it. I told you. Wow. I told you. Well, I guess that teaches me. Wow, this is good. We both laughed and sat in the cafeteria for a bit, just eating the store brand potato chips. After a while, Allison spoke up. Have I told you yet that your new outfit is insanely pretty? That's what I said! So real. At least a dozen times. Well, it's because it's true. I don't disagree. It just felt like the right time for a makeover, I guess. Honestly, I still don't know the full details of what happened at the graveyard. You explained it to me, but it's just so much to wrap my head around, you know? Yeah, I don't blame you. It all feels like a dream still. Guess these clothes are proof it wasn't because of her. Storyteller, huh? Yeah, it's a weird case. I have all of her memories now, so it's not like she's gone at all, but I don't know. It's tough. All of this is really complicated, and she understood a lot of it, so realistically I should too. But I still feel like there's so much I don't get. She did have years to come to terms with it all and understand it. Sometimes I wish I could ask her more questions. I say, sorry, I don't really think I'll understand what you're going through in exact detail. I'm still here for you. I'll listen no matter what, okay? Yeah, I get you. Thanks. Of course. Yeah, I guess I can't really falter here. I have a job to finish. A job she started with you. I promised her I'd take the reins, so I'll do just that no matter what. By the way, did I tell you? I actually got Suki to agree to spend some time with us during our arcade trip we got to Sapporo. Yo, no way? Damn, she's really opening up, huh? Yeah, it's surreal to see. I'm glad to see it nonetheless. Yeah. Saturday, can I ask you maybe something a little tough? I'm guessing this is assuming the content warning. You know you can. What's up? Allison gazed lowered a bit. Has it not been hard for you being around her when you know that her name and appearance aren't, you know? I sat back in the seat of the cheap cafeteria table we were at. At first, yeah. The problem with Dawn because her appearance, name, etc. was entirely formed and created by my own mind during the severance of emotion. Suki was my sister's name. It took a bit to adjust to that, because the Suki we know right now is not her. It's not. I mean, even further than that, she's a part of you, isn't she? Sure, but I don't think that makes a difference. Does it not? Not currently. She'll be a part of me, definitely. It's required for us to leave the Dustbreaker that we rejoin. Same with Dawn. Right now, she isn't me, right? She's her own person, fueled by her own humanity, their own feelings and opinions and experiences. I think that individuality is enough to separate us. At least while we're like this. I think Saturday has matured severely since the start of Chapter 1. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's an oddly you way of looking at it, huh? Let out a teasing laugh. Hey, what is that supposed to mean? Well, it's just, you know, we've changed a lot these past... Well, I guess Bonus wouldn't be accurate for so many times. No, I think that's accurate. As far as I, as myself, am concerned, memories only contain that of this cycle, the whatever. Even I have storyteller's memories. Still me, I think. Yes, that's fair. Honestly, I'm so confused about the whole cycle thing. You said you've been through millions of cycles, but we're still on 8,266. Just can't wrap my head around it. I don't blame you. And honestly, you don't need to worry about it. It take a lot of time to explain in detail. I'm going to save that for once we're out of this mess for good, you know? Fair enough. As I was saying, you've changed so much these past months, but not in a way that feels that different, I guess. Yeah, I see where Allison's getting at. She still feels like Saturday. She's still goofy. But she feels like... She feels matured at this point. To put it simply, I can definitely tell that the Saturday from July 22 to the Saturday in front of me right now is still the same person. I'm really glad. I'm kind of worried about that, to be honest. Really? How come? First, I was really ashamed by the way I acted. Especially in the few months when my leg was injured, I had to sit in our home in Kagoshima just doing nothing. I mean, you were there for it. A lot of moments where I blamed myself for way more than I should have. Yeah. So when we flew out to Tokyo, I was like, this is a fresh start for Saturday Tasagare. Tethered by our past mistakes. I ended up screwing me over so badly once I actually realized what was going on with our lives and the world and everything. That's fair, yeah. It's like, you really fuck up and you make a mistake. You can't just put it behind you, you know? Obviously, you don't really learn from it at all. As human beings, we are our experiences and memories. And our memories. You can't really try to throw any of them away just because they aren't something you do anymore. We gotta keep our mistakes close to us so that we can learn from them. So that we could come to terms with the fact that both the person that made a mistake in the first place and the person we are now are still the same person. Allison smiled. Such a sentimental dork, you know that? Yeah, I am. I'm finally, happy with who I am. I feel like I finally come alive in a sense. Even before the Dust Spirit Girl, I was really unsure about a lot of things in my life. Kind of felt like I was just an amalgamation of the people and the things I like that surround me. More of a jumble of concepts than my own person, I guess. I definitely know that feeling. I'm still working on that myself. Yeah. And the thing is, I know you get there. Everybody can. And being with people who you know are there for you every step of the way will make that so much easier. I believe you. Okay. Thank you, Saturday. Right back at you, cutie. Stupid. I stood up. I'm gonna head outside. Take in some more fresh air before we're back on the road. Sounds good. Meet you at the car then. Gotcha. I'll get out of the rest stop area. As I walked outside, I spotted a familiar dress flying off of the bench to the right of the door. Huh, hey. Suki looked over at me. What you up to? Just thinking. Sat down on the bench next to her. What about? Humanity. Ah. Suki looked up at the night sky. I never really noticed all the stars in the sky, you know? There are a lot of them. Yeah, it's a real feeling. I guess it's more like it's surreal feeling. Yeah, I can kind of imagine. So much of my existence as the world keeper up until now has been spent lacking that. Filtering out anything that wasn't important to my purpose. It wasn't really that I never got the chance to see the stars in the sky, but I wasn't capable of considering looking at them in the first place. If that makes sense. It does, yeah. Now spending time on Layer Zero, I'm a lot more prone to, well, emotions. All of them. It's a big adjustment. I guess it's a big adjustment to even have to adjust in the first place. Do you ever regret it? Being down here, I mean. Hell no. Not one bit. I take the inherent complexity of being a human over being over being a lifeless husk trying to keep you trapped in a simulation any day of the week. It was miserable. Well, it wasn't miserable to me. But looking back on it, it's all that I was capable of feeling during all of that at all. If I was capable of feeling during all of that, I need to slow down. I need to slow down. I would have found it miserable. I'm glad to hear that. I sat for a few minutes, watching the night sky and the countless dots that illuminated it. You know, I've been wondering about something. Wonder away. Why are you so nice to me? Why is it so easy for you to accept who I am? What I did? Why I look like this? I'm not your sister, and yet... Yeah, you're right. You're not my sister. I think that's why I found it easier than you'd think. I think that in some alternative universe, if you were instead my sister somehow brought back to life, it would be a lot harder to come to terms with. Possible, maybe. But you aren't her. You're me. And I don't mean to put myself on the back, but I think I know myself pretty well at this point. You're Suki Tasagare, sure. Even in this fabricated history, you're my sister. You're not the same Suki Tasagare that was my sister in the real world. Honestly, the two of you are nothing alike. Really? I laughed a little. Yeah, for one, that outfit is so me. She was always super casual. She would never wear anything like that. That's your example? Looks are important. To me, at least. Mainly my own look. Suki laughed a little. The two of us looked back up at the stars again. I'm really glad we can finally be proud of who we are. Yeah, I am too. You know, I was thinking about something else. Something more relevant to our current situation. Much of that. Suki's expression stiffened. The idea to use my humanity as a weapon. What? Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. A part of me doesn't want this to be over. Now that I'm here, I don't want it to be over. I want more Chio. This episode contains topics that solve trust issues. It was close to midnight. Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Okay. It was close to midnight when we finally pulled into the hotel we had a reservation for in Sapporo. Stepped out of the car right outside in the front entrance. And Chio went to pull it into the underground parking. Hotel, sweet hotel. You ever think about how if all the cycles have subjected us to that bit over 10,000 times? Damn, okay, I see how it is! Well, I didn't mean it like that. Ari and I laughed. Konami finished picking a drink at the vending machine on the street corner and walked over to us. This apple drink is nuts, dude. Yeah? And we held up a small plastic bottle with a cute little apple mask on it. Took a bit sip from it. Shit's good! I believe you! I love when they're goofy like this. It really goes to show that they're actually friends. We're so silly together. Just then, Chio's figure walked around the bend at the end of the street block. Gosh, I'll check in. Here, Saturday and Ari, I'll give you 2 of these. She walked up to me and handed me a hotel room card. Thanks. Guess it makes sense that they wouldn't want to give out keys for each of us. We had been grouped into 3 groups of 2. Ali and I shared a room, Ari and Kotami shared a room, and Chio and Suki shared a room. We took our room cards and walked through the front entrance of the hotel into the lobby. Later that night, I ended up taking a walk down the dining hall before heading up for the night. Flaming Hot Mountain View. Flaming Hot. It's that same thing in Chapter 2. They didn't have Flaming Hot Mountain View. God damn it. Oh, well. I ended up taking a basic soda and brought it at the checkout. Then I spotted a familiar figure at one of the tables. Hey, Chio. I took a seat across from her. She looked up at me, surprised for a moment that I was still up. Hey, still up, huh? She's having a drink. How about you? Usually you sleep way earlier. Yeah, true. Just thinking about all that stuff, so I didn't want to be tired for the night just yet, in case it carried over into my dreams. Want to talk about it? We have more important things on the go right now. Sure, but that isn't an excuse to push your feelings aside. What's going on? Well, it's just, I'm nervous about what happens once we get out of here. In a lot of ways, but specifically, like, what pertains to me. My involvement in all of this. That's entirely fair, yeah. Even if, legally, I end up punished, I'm really more worried about you guys. Working together right now, but once we're out of here, what I am to you is someone who got you wrapped up in all of this in the first place. It's just stressful. But when I hope or pray that things will just be easy, it's like I'm dodging the responsibility of what I've done. It just feels suffocating. Hey, Chio. Why'd you join the Sunrise Foundation in the first place? Chio seemed confused as to where this was coming from. Oh, there was the aspect of it where I had known your dad for a really long time. What's meant me to ask who two came to meet? Oh gosh, I don't even know if I remember. Hold on. Chio's 25? What? What? She's 25? Oh my god! I would have been like 20 when we met. He had just entered the big business world, and I was looking into it myself. We hit it off because we both were dissatisfied with the current state of mental health treatment in Japan. So that's why I joined the Sunrise Foundation when he founded it. Well then, I don't think it's an issue. Huh? Why not? I wanted to help. That's why you joined the foundation. That's why you built the Dustbreaker. That's all that really matters to me. Think so? I don't know if I'm deserving of that. Legally, the situation might be complicated once we're out of here. Sure. I'm not denying that. I'm not going to just suddenly not have your back once we're out of the Dustbreaker. Saturday. So don't fret it, okay? Honestly, you're the bravest 19-year-old I've ever seen. I guess the situation that bred that bravery isn't exactly something most teens experience. I laughed. That's true. Mostly because of the fact that I'm technically 21, because Storyteller was. No, I didn't actually put that together. Fair enough, then. You're the bravest 21-year-old I've ever seen. I'm flattered. He laughed and I took a drink from the soda bottle I bought. You know, in a way I kind of lament it. Lament what? Leaving this world behind. Really? Sure. I mean, this is a world designed with the express purpose of giving us a happier life than the one that might exist for us on the outside. It's sad to leave it behind in a way. Yeah, that's true. I guess I found myself empathizing with Suki more as time goes on. I've changed my decision. I know that leaving the simulation is what we have to do. I still do lament it a bit sometimes. I don't blame you. Very accurate simulation after all. Ha! Patting yourself on the back there? Chio laughed. Hardly. I was the hardware engineer for this thing. And if all of them was making sure this thing had the stupidly high amount of memory it needed. Fair. Though in some cycles I swear I remember being flipped that you were the software engineer. Cycle differences, huh? Certainly strange. I took her a while and looked at her driver's license. There's a link that I just don't have this in some cycles. How do we even get out to the Okawachi Shrine if I didn't drive us there? There are a few different ways. Sometimes There just so happened to be a bus running, probably Don's doing. Other times he biked all the way. The cycles were not fun. It doesn't sound like they would be. Guess it's handy that the situation covers Japan, famous for its public transport. True. I took another drink from my soda bottle. But yeah, seriously, don't worry about it. We'll stick together. I promise, okay? Thank you, Saturday. It means a lot. Of course. I held the vibration in my pocket and took out my phone to see a new text message. Saturday, where are you? I'm EP. Coming. I couldn't help myself grade it like an idiot. Joe gave me a teasing glare. You best get some rest. What did you two do when the lights go out? I blushed a little. Hey, shh. Your fist. Wait. Yeah, I know. Go on. Good night, Chio. Sleep well, Saturday. And thanks again. Walked out of the cafeteria and rode the elevator back up to my room. Dude, these episodes have been hella fun. Makes me more sad that I'm gonna have to. I don't know. This episode contains topics of missing. I forgot to remove it again! Next morning, I found myself awake at the midpoint between 10 and 11. Allison was still asleep, so I tiptoed out of the room and took the elevator down to the dining area. Walking to the dining hall, it seemed like they were just finishing up serving breakfast. Ooh, made it in the nick of time. Just like last night, spotted a silhouette I recognized sitting at one of the tables. Well, two silhouettes, actually. Oh, it's very good to me. I grabbed my breakfast before they finished closing up, and walked over to where the niche buzzers were sitting. Morning. Hey, Seth. I'm earlier than you usually are. I feel like we're trying to save the world. I should at least try to keep a normal sleep schedule for now. I just after getting yelled at about it yesterday. Fair enough. Take a seat, yeah? Sure. I put my tray down on the table and sat down to the bench next to Harry. Saving the world, huh? I wonder if that's really what we're doing. What do you mean? I mean, not saving this world at all, are we? We're dooming it to being shut down. I've been thinking about it. Not sure, but it's not like this world is real. Or nobody here other than us is a real person. Logically, that's true. But morally, I can't help but feel a sense of regret. I understand. Let's talk about this with Chio last night. I mean, I don't know what we need to do. We need to get out of here. It's the first and foremost thing. It's also kind of sad to be leaving behind a world designed to keep us happy. Yeah. Now that we've seen the wealth for what it is, we can't see it as real anymore. Easier back then when we were unaware, because we didn't have any reason to observe the logical imperfections of the world as the technological drawbacks that they are. Okay. Yeah, and I don't lament that, especially when you consider that Arian and I's roles in your guys' lives was fabricated even more than anyone else's. I was confused. What do you mean? We got some of our memories back. Oh, shit. Big thing, I think, was realizing that the layer 3 that you, Allison, and Chio lived in before entering here, and the layer 3 that Konami and I existed in before entering here, aren't the same. Huh? I don't quite follow. Suppose. Talk about a fair amount of time before. Many worlds interpretation. So wait. You guys aren't from the same world as the rest of us? Yeah. You got ideas of why or how we ended up here. We can't quite make out. You'd say that much for certain. No, that's surreal to think about. You and I never knew each other before entering the Dustbreaker. Don't get me wrong, Ari and I don't plan to just ditch you guys the first chance we get off. First off, I don't even think we could do that. That shutdown sequence thing is probably going to pop us out into your original world. Wait, but how that makes sense? We do not have bodies to return to in our world. That's another thing. We want to realize that we aren't like you guys in that sense. Your minds will run to this world and bodies simulated as a result of that. And the bodies you inhabit will disappear when you go back to your real ones. At least I assume. We aren't like that. These are our original bodies. Huh? What? How? Saturday, if we knew that, we would have told you. We're still piecing things together. Are you even sure you'll be able to get out of here when you shut down the world? Aren't you two getting trapped in here? I guess this is as good as time as any then. What do you mean? So ask you a favor. I was confused. And that would be, we would use the power of the fourth dimension to send our bodies up a layer. Just the fourth dimension? I don't know if that was possible. If I could do it, it'd have to be you. I don't know if I can promise that. My connection to the fourth dimension has been right only ever since the graveyard incident. I speak to the fourth dimension, then a narration in the TVL client. It takes time to be sent up, so can't you hold a consistent conversation or use any of the power? That's okay. Just, if you do gain the ability to access the fourth dimension again, I mean, I can, and of course I will. Nobody's getting left behind if I can help it. Thanks, Saturday. That's really all you asked for. I took a hearty bite of my breakfast, so I was already starting to get a little cold. So, do you know what you're going to do when we get out of here? Find our sister, or the way to contact our sister. Huh? Our sister? Is another one of you? Yeah, Kanshi needs to go to. My memories were struck from the record when we entered the simulated world. When getting them back, we were able to remember her. Huh. I had no idea. Kanshi, huh? I don't know why. It feels like everything is connected to her. You find Kanshi, you find out the truth of what caused us to end up here. That's wild. I know what she's like. We do too. I mean, I'll be able to look into it, obviously. Sure. You don't have to take a break after you get out for Saturday. Please, don't immediately jump into something else. Oh, it's no problem, I promise. I want to help. It's appreciated. I finished off what was on my breakfast tray and sat back. Our current matters. You guys joining us tonight? Your excursion to Cape Soya? I thought you wanted to just Yuchi and Suki. No, not that. We're taking Suki out to the arcade. Oh god. Hey, it's gonna be a blast. No, not that. Regardless, Allison and I already plan to go to a night market. Why don't you guys just go afterwards? We can group up at the arcade, and once we're done, we can all go back to the market. Ooh, I like that idea. But by me, don't expect me to be a huge arcade junkie. Don't give me that look. Around 8-ish, I think? Sukichi and I should leave an hour before midnight. There should be enough time to allow us to do both the arcade and the night market, yeah? I don't know why, but I feel like I'm talking too fast. I need to slow down. The night market closes at 11 p.m., so that works out pretty well. Sounds like a plan. Alright, I'm gonna head back out to my room and see if Hallie's up yet. Let her know about the plan, yeah? Sounds good. We were just about to head out for a walk anyway. Ooh, have fun. Okay, see you guys later tonight. I walked over to where the dirty breakfast trays were slotted and slid mine to a holder. Walked over to the elevator and rode it back up to the room. Can't you need to go to, huh? This time I'm turning it off. This time I'm turning it off. Later that night, the 5 of us had arrived at the arcade. Chio started behind at the hotel for our journey to Cape Soya later that night. Suki, are you ready to have your world rocked? No. Don't you think you're hyping her up a little bit Saturday? No. Oh, God. The arcade building we ended up choosing was a giga building with 5 floors. It was open for another 2 hours. Jesus up were overcrowded as snow fell down as we walked away. Being in the north of the country, it's actually very snowy during this time of year. There are a lot of snow-related festivals to accommodate that. You get to get like Chio's in here. Does she have like any heavier outfits? Never seen any. Me either. Nope. Damn. Living down in Tokyo for most of my life, we got a bit of snow, but never anything like what you see in the north. And I definitely hadn't seen it much a long time in my Tadagashima in the simulated world. So I was enjoying the weather. Finally, we arrived out front of the huge building and walked inside. Immediately, once we stepped inside, Eri covered her ears. I had forgotten to warn her about the noise level inside arcades. Oh, Jesus. Suki looked behind her, seemingly glared at the exit door laughingly, longingly. I wasn't going to let her get away that easily. No, you're not going anywhere. Suki sighed and walked over to the side of the wall and listed the various teams of the floors. You want to start with fighting games or rhythm games? I don't want to start with either. Allie, what do you think? Is she an FG girl or an RG girl? Definitely fighting games, I think. She has that scythe and everything. I can't believe my hollow weapon of choice is being used against me like this! Fighting games it is! We're on the 3rd floor. Let's get a move on! Skipped up the stairs excitedly, cut to me and Allie falling close behind, and Eri and Suki slumped down at the back, exasperated. Okay, so, I mean, you know what a joystick does, right? I'm not that stupid. Yeah, so it's like that. Basically, you want to chain a bunch of button inputs together to do combos and drain the other player's health bar. Seems reasonable enough. Can I go up against you? I gulped. Are you sure? I'm pretty good. Would you have a bad first time experience? Like 5 minutes later. What the fuck? Did I do it right? I looked back at the stream. This is about to go in the best of 5 format we picked. The score would have been 3-0 for Suki's player. I think I've uncovered a newfound fear of my own capabilities in fighting games. I guess you'd better hope he gets transferred to you with the merge then. Huh? Suki looked confused. What? What did I say? Oh, nothing. It's just, I don't think I've acted smug. I don't think I've started smug like that before. Caught me off guard a bit. In a good way. I see. Alison moved closer to me and whispered in my ear. Did you know this would happen? No, I didn't know she would regain some humanity by playing fighting games. Oh my god. Okay, again. You're going easy on me. Give me everything you've got. I go. Okay. I wasn't even going easy on you. We played again. This time every change. I actually only lost 3-1 this time. Jesus Christ. Damn, wait, this is kind of fun. Yo, wait. I'm glad you're having fun. After a few more matches, I felt Eri tap my shoulder. Hey, what's up? Do you need to go outside? Sorry, I forgot to warn you about the noise in here. Put me in. What? Put me against her. Huh? Sure. Come on up. The scene that followed could be described akin to a complete reversal of everything Suki had gained in the past month. It's almost painful to watch. No. No! You bastard! He's getting thoroughly and utterly demolished in every aspect. Eri's transformation was borderline horrifying. I've never seen someone's hands move and press buttons as fast as she did. I played a lot of rhythm games. Eri Nichibutsu. At one point, Suki actually tried to summon her scythe, which of course did not work. Despite it all, though, it was kind of endearing in a way. Wait, this is funny. I love this. Wait. Seeing her fall to base human instincts like this really did prove that she was more human than she used to be. Okay, that's enough, you two. You got the whole rhythm game floor to get through, too. Suki glared at Eri, who seemed unusually smug. This is not over. Sure thing. Suki made an uncharacteristic hissing noise, and we stepped back into the stairwell to go up the floor. Next floor up was lined with multiple cabinets of various different kinds of rhythm games. This is where I'm out of my element. Okay, which one do you want to... Oh, holy shit! I also looked at me inquisitively, following my gaze, planned on a small multi-game installation. Is that a noise? Arch Capo cabinet? I've been looking for a place that has one of these for ages! Is that uncommon? It is. AC cabinets are expensive to acquire due to their exclusivity to them. 6 minutes later. So, basically, yeah, it's a little uncommon. Everyone already long since stopped listening except for Suki and I. Okay, no. We're here for Suki. I play noise AC later. So which one do you want to do first? Suki looked around surveying each of the vastly different machines. That one. She went into a dance game. Dance Revolution! Are you sure? I'm very not good at dance games. Seems most fun to try. I sighed. Alright, come on. Stepped up to the flashy cabinet and I scanned in my pass card. Suki didn't have one. She just played on guest profile. It was a nice change of pace, actually. Suki was still way better than I expected someone who hadn't played the game to be. Not the level I couldn't match her skill level. Waited a few credits, and finally left the arcade. After we stepped out of the arcade, I turned to Eri. So, where's the night market? Eri pulled out her phone and pointed to a location on the map system. We started walking down the street to the transit station where Kodami spoke up. Hey, why don't we all take a picture? We don't have one on Suki yet, do we? What? Oh, true! Hold on, okay, everybody group up over here. I took out my phone and set it up on the bench across from where we were. I hit the button to take a timed picture. Wait, shit, I thought this was 5 seconds! 2 seconds later, the photo was taken. I picked up my phone and opened the gallery. Oh my god, Saturday, look. Oh! I didn't know it was on 2-second mode, shut up! Wait, this looks... Huh. I'm not used to seeing myself. You have a nice smile, Suki. Yeah, much nicer than what Saturday has going on here. Shut up! Oh my god, I am the world's most tortured girl! Everyone laughed, and for a moment, all of our worries seemed to fade away. In the middle of this dying world, we found life. We were alive. This was how things were meant to be. Now all that's left is to finish what's left for us to do. My heart is honestly racing. I don't want this to be over, dude. I'm hoping there's chapter 7. Let's go. As you drove under the night sky, I felt something rest on my shoulder. Suki's asleep. I don't know if she or Dawn needed to sleep before the tunnel near 0, but regardless, she was evidently tired. She definitely needed that rest for what was coming. How are you feeling, Saturday? Well, I was ready to take a bee. I don't think there's any universe where this isn't scary. Yeah, I'm glad you're hanging in there, at least. We're headed to Cape Soya, but no number is part of Japan. Due to how the Dustbreaker simulates time of day, there's a brief moment in the turnover between days where the simulation processing is slightly weakened. We tend to use that to our advantage, to backdoor the system to our best of our ability. I looked at my phone. It was 11:57 p.m. Just then, Chio stopped the car. We're here. Ready? Yeah. Hey, Suki. Up and at him. Suki's eyes fluttered open, and she sat up quickly, seemingly embarrassed. Well, her eyes adjusted to the light, and she understood. Right. Okay. Let's go. We stepped out of the car. Despite the importance of the location, Cape Soy wasn't very extravagant. It was a simple stone monument listing its statues as the normalist point. Status as the normalist point, and a small number of tourist attractions around it. We stepped up to the mountain and waited. It's 10 seconds to midnight. Zeke and I steeled ourselves, ready to jump to anything that seemed odd at the turn over to midnight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There! As the turn over to midnight, a piece of the stone that made up the monument began to twitch and glitch out. Rushed forward and tugged at it. A piece of the geometry gave way and I peered inside. From above, I could see the inside of the room that storytelling I had stood in before the merge process. It was the Dustbreaker's core. I pushed my head through the seam in the world. I pulled on a piece of the world, pulling it out and into the simulated layer. Is that the remote piece of the Dustbreaker's core? Looks like it lets us remotely access the terminal. Oh my god, we did it? Hold on. Something about this isn't... Before she could finish speaking, however, all three of us heard a clicking sound. A familiar clicking sound. One I'd first heard many months ago in the Okawachi Shrine, but I'd heard over a million times since then. The clicking of a gun. And what, might I ask, do we have here? The three of us turned around in shock, though we shouldn't have really been surprised. Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Just a few feet away from the monument stood a tall, familiar figure. The Liberator. Trying to backdoor your own curation, aren't we, Chio? I thought we had more respect for your own work than to hack into it just like that. Chio grit her teeth. Lives are at stake here, Dawn. We're doing what we have to do. What you have to do? That's weird to me. What you had to do was enjoy the rest of your days peacefully. Wait for me to come to you on the turn of the new year. What are you talking about? What's happening in the new year? Dawn laughed. An emotionless laugh. Or so it seemed. Fine, I'll humor you. You already threw away the chance at peace I gave you by coming out here to pull such a ridiculous stunt in the first place. The villain action just gets to the point, Liberator. And of course it isn't our very own traitor. But I'm proud to be that tonight. Of all the folks watching from our previous little TVO clients are to change because I sure as hell am. Suki tensed up as if to get ready to attack. I held her back. She was clearly trying to provoke us. At the turn of the new year, I've prepared my own little escape route just for you. The ultimation. No! She said, what the hell are you doing? Of course you would know what it is, wouldn't you? How does it feel, World Keeper? I'm feeling your precious little backup plan in motion. Keeping myself as composed as I could, I turned to Suki. Suki, what's the ultimation? It was a backup plan. A backup plan that I prepared during the initial events of the severance of motion. Okay? A program that corrupts the sim layer entirely. What? Why the hell did you... I don't know. I can't figure out why I did half the things I did, okay? I'm sorry. And you... Turn back to face Dawn. Are you insane? I thought your MO was to save Saturday without me. What the hell is corrupting the sim layer supposed to do to help that? Dawn laughed again. Guess it doesn't give you a choice. What? Dawn looked up at the sky. In just 10 days, everything here will be reduced to nothing. I do have Saturday's best interest tonight, and there's only one casualty I was aiming for. Yours. If you had just stayed put in Tokyo, or support or whatever, we would have been able to live the last few weeks in peace. And then, everything would end, to come for all of you, to save you. Saving Allison, Chio, Saturday, and his two hapless world-crossing sisters. You would have been saved, and Suki would have been left to rot down here as everything crumbled to dust around her. That was what I wanted. That's... insane. That's fucking insane, what the hell? And yet, here you are. She lowered her hand that had her gun in it. I don't want to come to any of you other than her. Don't make this any harder than it has to be. For your own sakes. A ripple of silence echoed across the night sky. And into the waves within us. No. Dawn seemed genuinely surprised to hear with that answer. No? I decline. Decline? How so? I reject your offer. We're all leaving here together. None of us are being left behind. Dawn looked down. Whatever expression she wore, I couldn't make it out. So be it. She snapped her fingers, and suddenly, loud rumbling surrounded us. On the other side of Dawn, a large group of fishes opened up the air behind her, and from each one a canyon protruded, all aimed at the monument. Dawn looked back at us, back to her normal self. Then, we'll dance your way, Saturday, Tasagari. With a maniacal laugh, she rose into the sky, hovering above us, surrounded by cannons on both sides. There had been over 100 of them by now. And what do you plan to do against this? You take pretty good of your chances right now, I must say. I won't be shot. Say it again! I couldn't quite hear you from up here! You won't shoot me. Hilarious! What makes you so sure of that? I'm just dying to know! Your ultimation. It's charging up, isn't it? There's no avoiding it. Sure. What's your point, girl? I can stop myself from getting a little smug. If you're charging a layer 1, and you're in line with layer 1, you can't reset the cycle. It will require you to restart the charging process. As a result, you can't hurt me. You're stuck down here as the world corrupts. Therefore, you won't shoot me. Or more specifically, you can't shoot me. Oh, damn! I guess you've got me! Not! Do you really think this is what it's all about, Saturday? Maybe you're still just as dense as you are at the start of every cycle. I clenched my fist. Then go on! What are you planning to do? Lay it all out on the table and we'll give you a fair fight. You're right that I can't harm you, or Chio. Even if I could, I wouldn't. But she is a different story now, isn't she? I realized what Dawn was getting at. My composure broke in an instant, or so it seemed. No! You bastard! You wouldn't. Oh, but I would! In fact, I think I will! What a shame! Okay, so that's what she's after. I'm gonna need your help here, then. Dawn raised her pistol and aimed squarely at Suki. Okay, listen, I need you to follow some very specific instructions here, alright? I said it once before, and I have no qualms of saying it again. Good night, Saturday, Tasagari. Dawn fired her gun, and a bullet erupted from it. There was no way Suki was going to be able to move in time. Suki! No! Okay, please restart the TVO client now! The bullet landed squarely in Suki's chest. She ricochetted backwards and hit the stone monument, filling it to the ground. Now! Please! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! Chio and I rushed over to Suki, but it was too late. A haunting laugh echoed all around us with the reverb of a large theater. For like thousands of people were laughing at the woman collapsed in front of us. Suki! Suki! No! After that, I don't know what happened, but I heard the cannons disappear. When I opened my eyes, Dom was no longer present. And neither was Suki. Nothing felt real anymore. I staggered to my feet and stepped slowly to where the body of the woman whose appearance matched my sister's had lied less than a minute ago. Suki. Again. How many times was I gonna lose her? How many times was I gonna be made to watch my sister die, goddammit? I can't do this anymore. Suki. And then a voice echoed into the night sky. Suki! Story lock on. Hint. Listen to the burdened girl. I think when she chose us to activate it now, we have to, well, literally activate it. Oh. Crap, I did it. TVO client now. Did I do it right? Loading TVO client. Did I do it right? Please tell me I did it right. Yes! Oh my god, I did it! Okay. I forgot my keybinds for a second. I'm glad I figured that out. Okay. I swear I didn't Google this. Okay, I'm assuming you can't fill this. I thought the bumper notes were death notes, although they don't seem to be. So they can still count. I fucking figured it out!
You understand now? This world was never ours to intervene, and yet here we stand.
Oh my
You
god.
and I have torn this world asunder and put it back together countless times by now. We have broken
The rules of the
world. The entire world axis just by being here. Though, the you that she and I refer to are not the same. Truly realize this too.
Dude, wait. This is... What the hell is this? I don't even know how I'm hitting these, I'm not even gonna lie.
In a minute, you'll be brought back to the world you know. You know what you need to do now, right?
Yes.
Then lock onto your prey and
Drive it in.
make her story complete.
Okay.
I know you will not disappoint me.
A gunshot. An impact. Sound of splattering blood. But nobody could see any of it. Wasn't that it never existed? It did. But now it didn't. I opened my eyes and the first thing I saw was shock. What? Huh? I'm not... What? Dawn hit the ground with a shockwave. What did you do? I see you're frantically double checking that the cycle health hadn't changed, which it hadn't. Saturday, I swear to fucking god, if you don't tell me right now... Not as smart as you think you are, you know that? Dawn stepped back, shocked. What are you talking about? Yeah, I noticed what I've been up to the whole time, I mean. Cut the small talk, girl! Tell me now! She pointed her pistol at me. Saying any reservations you had about putting me in harm's way had vanished. Back when you found the graveyard, I became more of a storyteller. What the fuck is storyteller? What the hell are you even going on about? It was cathartic. I meant... I was a little cathartic, I meant, being the one on the other end of the situation. I had the answers since you wanted them. She didn't understand at all. Tell me, Dawn, what layer am I synchronized with? You're layer 0! You have to be layer 0! There's no conceivable universe where you aren't layer 0! Correct. I'm synchronized with layer 0. Then why? Hey, Dawn. You ever heard of a video game emulator? You aren't saying you couldn't have. You saved and reloaded the entire State of the World Keeper? I smiled. Dawn started back in shock, quickly realizing there was little she could do to counteract this. Shit, you're fucking mental. I stepped forward. The game is over, Dawn. You've lost. It seems like my one-up on her wouldn't last very long. She quickly got up and brushed off the dirt that had gone on her dress into her fall. I think that's gonna be enough to take me down. You haven't been paying attention. I stanced up cautiously, unsure of what she was planning. Are you forgetting the one thing I have that you don't? Yeah? What would that be? Dawn smiled again, another cold smile devoid of any sympathy. The end of the world. It's not charged up yet. Don't try to trick us with that. You said it needed to be fully charged. You went into your phone as 100% before taking it off the charger? But trying to achieve an ultimation prematurely is... Do you have any idea the risk that poses? Dawn's anger flared up. I don't have a choice! None of you understand! If somebody wants to play with fire, then we'll dance by fire! In an instant, she was gone. Even I could tell her retreat was hasty. I was really concerned with a newfound ability to save and load the data of the sim layer. Suki, what happens if the ultimation is activated prematurely? Nothing good. Even worse than it already would have been. The deletion process has less power to draw from, so it's prone to... Before she could finish, just like the graveyard, the sky turned a violent sheet of red. Chia ran over. Watch out! Immediately above us, a large meteor materialized in the air, glitching and twitching like a dying animal from the various polygons that it was made of. Shit! Go! We ran as fast as we could back to Shio's car. We made it in time. We could only watch as the meteor fell, turning the entirety of the monument that marked the northernmost point of Japan. Did we make it? Suki grimaced. We're not out of the woods yet. Chio, get the car going now. A violent earthquake began to shake the ground. Tears and cracks in the simulated earth formed as the ground began to split apart. We jumped into Chio's car as fast as we could. She sped down the highways. I heard a shrill laugh above us. Couldn't see what it was. It was someone up in the sky. I knew who it was. Let's see you making your way out of this one! There was no mistaking it. It was the end of the world. We gained an invaluable ability. We sped up our time limit at the same time. There was no more turning back. This was the finale of the story. What the? What? What the hell is that? The end of the world begins? Dude, what? I need to focus. Okay. I need to focus. I don't know what's going on, but let's see. Why, hello there. I found myself awake, not in the place I would expect, a formless abyss. It's been a bit since me able to chat like this. My vision adjusts and I make out the form of a woman in front of me. Storyteller. Wow, you remembered. I'm honored. It'd be hard not to. Why I've been pulled awake like this. Right. I do apologize for awakening an observer such as yourself from your position, but I felt it necessary to dispel some information about the oncoming apocalypse. I'm all ears. As you've just observed, Day has gained a valuable asset to your journey. The ability to store Dustbreaker data in your world and access it remotely to save and load, in a sense. I nodded. I'd like to introduce a little mechanic I've added to the TVO client to allow you to assist her in surviving this ordeal. I've dubbed it the Memory Bank. I see. From this point forward, you will be able to remotely store and re-access the data of individual inhabitants of the sim layer in the Memory Bank. Think of it as a save state for an individual person. This feature is quite intensive on the client, so I've limited it to only being able to store one slot at any time. You want to replace the data stored in the memory bank to clean the old data out first. Seems really helpful, but how exactly did you make this? You're not exactly here anymore. Storyteller laughed. I wonder. I'm sure you'll find the answer to that in time. There's always more dimensions than what we can see. Right. Of course there is. Regardless, I may still have a part to play here, so I'm sticking around as best as I can. At least for now. Fair enough. Now, this dream must come to an end. Return to your slumber of observation, and surely you will be able to guide Saturday to our reunion. I appreciate it. Now mention it. Nighty-night now. By the time we made it back to Sapporo, it was after 1 a.m. We ended up taking a safer but slower route back. We drove right back to a hotel where we were staying, but saw a familiar face on the way there. 2, actually. It's that. Aaron calls me. Why are you doing this far from the hotel? Wait. So if I saved the correct memory bank, what's going on, you two? Funnily enough, that was going to be my question. Where's Allison? We were out for a walk when all this started. She'd still be at the hotel. Began to panic. Nothing was began from Allie being alone during all of this. Chio, come on, you two too. You two too, hop in, quick! It is, they were told, and Chio sped through the streets. The world was in a state of chaos. Many buildings had caught fire. Some had been entirely absorbed into the earth. The human beings that the Dust Breaker had so faithfully simulated were corrupted, glitchy messes, barely able to replicate any proper Japanese. Constant red tinge of the sky made things exponentially more ominous, of course. It was a bona fide apocalypse. No way around it. Witnessing the end of the world before our very eyes. As we sped through the streets, a large crack opened up right in front of us, but Chio swerved out of the way just in time. We reached the hotel and ran inside and up the stairs as I climbed like a fuel-rising heat, figuratively and literally inside of me. The building was on fire. Fuck! Allison, come on! I felt the heat and remembered that day in Tanegashima, or rather, those thousands of days. Those thousands of times that I yelled at Ali, my best friend, my favorite person in the whole wide world. Whole wide world axis, the love of my life. Please. We weren't in the cycles anymore. We couldn't reset the timeline. If this was it, then no, I'm not letting that happen. I reached the floor we were staying on and rushed through to our room. Embers greeted me. I swung the door open. My eyes took a bit to adjust to what I was seeing. First, rubble, and then from two contrasting colors, two objects, green and red, a hoodie sleeve and blood. No! Come on, Ali! Roadkeeper and Liberator within me fought. To move the rubble aside and gaze upon the lies underneath, or to run away now. I couldn't choose either before my strength gave way. I fell to my knees. Then the fire consumed me. Familiar feeling. This is what it's like to die again. Story Lock 2. After seeing the fate of her true love, was she still allowed to yield to take the safer route? Seriously, I think I know what to do now. Come on. I need to get this through. Come on. I did it! Oh my god! Time for my mind overwhelmed myself and my vision blanked out. Allison! But there was no longer any fire around me. Instead, in front of me stood two concerned girls. Huh? Allison? Saturday, are you okay? Oh my god, I did it, okay. What the fuck? What? I was confused. It took me a moment to realize, but I did. So it was you, huh? Doesn't make sense that you'd be able to do that much more freely than I could. Regardless, thank you. Thank you so fucking much. Saturday, what happened to you? Look, you've seen a ghost. No time to explain. If you do this right, I very well might have. Come on, put your foot to the pedal. Okay, I'm going to take the sick route. Don't want to risk it in this. No, sorry. We can't. Huh? Why not? I gulped. Okay, listen, you're not going to believe me, but I'll explain anyway. Came from about an hour into the future. A future where we took the safe route. We got back to the Pro, and the hotel was up in flames. Allison, she... Calm down, girl. Chio, go. We don't have time for the longer route. Right. On it. So we ended up taking the faster route. As we drove, my mind was racing over what had just occurred. Did you save my data and load it? Guess you can't respond, but if you can you try loading me again? I know how this isn't good to your TVO clamp, but me try saving my data and loading it immediately. Feeling is really distinct. Suki looked over at me in shock. Fair enough, I guess. But that's just the point. It worked. I remember passing by this place on the ride back. Holy shit, I actually made it back in time. This is fucking insane. Okay, but seriously, this is insanely helpful. We'll need this to survive all of this shit. I'm counting on you, okay? We made it back a lot earlier thanks to the route we took. This time we didn't run to area and called me in the same spot, closer to the hotel. Explained the situation, and they got in as we raced towards the hotel. I know I shouldn't be surprised anymore by this, but it's mind-boggling nonetheless. Useful, absolutely. But very confusing. Yeah. I don't know the extent to which it can be used, but I had Zeller do a test save on the way here. They could do them relatively frequently, I think. Once we arrived, I rushed out to the hotel and up the stairs. The building was not aflame yet. I burst into the hotel room. On the single bed was Allison, sleeping, not dead. Oh my god. I couldn't help myself from falling to my knees and sobbing. I was so sure I had lost the most important person in the world to me forever. Well, all that was coming out now. I was sobbing used to wake Ali up. She got out of bed and helped me up. Set? What's wrong? Are you okay? I'm better than okay, Ali. I'm just so happy to see you. Allison got a little flustered. It's gone into you, girl. Tell me what's up. I promise I will. I need to get you out of here right now. Trust me. Huh? Okay. She put on her shoes and we rushed down the stairs. As we did, she observed a good few glitches in the terrain. What the hell is going on? It's the end of the world. No other way to put it. And now isn't the time to mince words. The end of the world? Then dawn. She's trying to corrupt the simulated world and everyone in it. That's obscene. Christ. I rushed up to the front door of the hotel. Chio called to me and Eri. We're all standing at the back entrance, so we ran up to them. Are you guys holding up? The best we can. Looks like Allison's okay. Yeah, just barely according to Saturday. Okay, Ali, there's one more thing I need to explain. All ears. She told about the newly gained safe state ability. Now, I'd seen her body in an alternate timeline. Took a bit to grasp the idea, but she did eventually understand. Allison looked up at the sky. His threat was starting to dissipate, but the glitches remained and kept getting more frequent. I can't believe this is actually happening. Just what the hell is Dawn thinking? I wish I could tell you, but you don't have time to worry about that. You need a plan of action, and fast. About that, I may have some kind of thread we can follow. I turned to Suki. Go on. There's a Lock 2 cycle that I found myself coming back to from time to time. I think it was 2149, around there anyway. In this cycle, you did something you didn't do in any other cycles. After you got your leg injured, and I did the whole break-in thing, you didn't go to Tokyo. Huh? You waited for your leg to heal, and then you went back to the shrine. Went back under her hand, and something really bizarre happened. You fell through the world into the code of the Dustbreaker, and Dawn committed suicide to reset the cycle. What? How does that happen? I spent most of the next cycle studying it, and what I determined was this. You're aware that a lot of the story lock moments of the Lockhouse are Dawn's doing, right? Specifically the museum fire and the shrine cave-in. Yeah, she's obviously creating a story for me to follow. So, when Dawn, on Layer 1, manipulates properties of Layer 0, it leaves a slight trace behind. The world isn't anticipating having been forcibly played with like that, and it doesn't quite know what to do. And from these, you can backdoor the code in a similar way to what we did at the moment. And there's 2 of these? 3. At the Tanegashima Geology Museum's remains, the basement of the Sunrise Foundation Lab at the Okawachi Shrine, and the basement of the Sunrise Building in Shinjuku. All places that Dawn was involved in bringing into the sim layer. Wait, those exist. Why don't we go for those instead of the whole Cape Soya thing? Yeah, about that, I forgot. Huh? I've learned that being more human has given me an, actual memory, so I can forget things now. Sorry. No, it's okay. Just was curious is all. I nodded. Would these weak spots even still be there? Or would the Dustbreaker auto-repair them with enough time? They stuck around. The cycles that reached Lock Us, the museum weak point is still there. I'm worried about if the corruption of the world, if self-affected those at all. Should I check the ones in Shinjuku just to be sure? I agree with Ali. Better be safe than sorry. Suki, Ali, are you guys going to come with me to do all that? I am. What about the others? Once we arrive back in Tokyo, I want you three to split off from us and find a place we can safely rest for a bit. A base of operations of sorts, I think. I concur. We can do that. Yeah, got it. Okay, let's get at it then. Do you think the trains are still operational? They're automatically operated, right? Even if the attendants are glitched out, you can still use the trains themselves. It's worth a shot. Let's go. It turns out that the trains were indeed still operational. Got the turn still since nobody was there to punish us for doing so, and got on the next available train back to Tokyo. Oh, there's 2! Okay, we're getting somewhere. Train back to Shinjuku arrived just past 2 in the morning. Ali, Suki, and I stepped out into the familiar streets of the red light district. Sunrise Building even still gonna be there? If I'm remembering right, it seems like it only existed because Dawn allowed us to. It'll still be there. It's too much effort for her to dispose of it afterwards, and so far, we've only got past Lock S this one time. Sure enough, the building was still there. We snuck into the lot and into the back entrance. Inside the building was as dark as it was the last time we were here. I turned on my phone's flashlight and walked towards the elevator. Now that I actually had time to observe the building itself, it's a complete disaster. Papers of gibberish were strewn everywhere to create the illusion of a real-world office building. It was all fabricated. There was a desk flipped completely upside down, with some kind of strange substance leaking out of it. It's not in a million years going to get close enough to it to determine what that substance was. Nameplates for office workers were all scratched out or blurred out. Not a single one was legible. Shit. I wonder if this is at all accurate to how the building is in the real world at this point. We trudged along through the silent hallways. It felt off-putting, coming from the chaos and pandemonium of the apocalypse outside of this place, cut off from all of it. Finally, we reached the elevator and pressed the button. It made a ding noise and opened up. The elevator took us to the top floor. We stepped out and walked down the hall towards my dad's office. Allison seemed to realize why I was testing up slightly. Come back here, so she took my hand. I opened the door and entered. The inside of the office was virtually unrecognizable from the clean state it had been before. The floor tiles had been cracked, the wallpaper had torn itself off. Strange scratch marks adorned all the walls. It looked like a murder scene. What the hell is this? Likely, if I had to guess, the true state of this room. Dawn hid it when you came here for the first time, but the illusion's been broken. Oh my god, what the hell happened here? I have no idea. This is at least somewhat based on the state of the building in the real world. It looks like maybe there was a fight or something. We don't really have any way of knowing. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, let's push forward. I wanted to get out of this creepy room as soon as I could. I opened the hidden bookcase and called the elevator to the basement. Sure enough, with a louder than usual rattle, the elevator door opened. The 3 of us stepped inside it cautiously. The elevator descended, but around halfway down, felt the wall shake around us. Shit! What now? It's an earthquake. Oh, of all the times to... She didn't have the time to finish her sentence. The cable holding up the elevator snapped under the pressure and jolted downwards. Ah! Shit! Okay, we need to think of another way down. Maybe there's some other way in the building somewhere. No! We came so... She wasn't able to finish speaking. The elevator hit the cold, hard ground. Along with it, all three of us were crushed under the pressure of the impact. Story Lock 3. The elevator is inviolable to use. Warn them before wasting their time going up. Bingo! We got it. Aha! By the time I realized I wasn't falling anymore, Suki and Ali were already looking at me, shocked by my sudden outburst. What happened? Did you jump back again? Yeah, that was a close one. The elevator at my dad's office is a no-go. The place is gonna hit sooner rather than later, snapping the cable. There's no way we can get up there fast enough to start going down before it snaps. That's a problem. You know the way we can get to the basement? The whole point of the basement in the first place was that it was only accessible by that one elevator. But the state of the world and the terrain might have changed. Why don't we try taking the normal elevator down to the regular basement floor from here? It's possible the cave-ins might have opened us a way into the secret basement. I think that's our best bet. We're on the ground floor, so we should be able to take the elevator down a level before the earthquake hits. Gotta go now, though. We ran down the hallway to the regular elevator and called it. There was one basement level below us that housed a moderately sized car park, and for what I calculated, it was about the same vertical level as the hidden basement. We made it off the elevator before the earthquake hit, and ran in the general direction of the hidden basement, perpendicular to where we were currently. Sure enough, a small crack had been torn in the wall between the two basements that we could squeeze through. Yes! Good thinking, Ali. I'm just glad I was right. Come on, the earthquake is hitting any time now, right? We rushed through the small crevice into the hidden basement. We had a bit of running to do to get to the large metal gate that opened into the atrium at the end. We waited in time. I opened the gate with a small display next to it, and rushed in. Look! Sure enough, in the middle ground was a perfectly square chunk of the world that was noticeably more glitchy and digital than the rest. Suki ran up to it. Okay, Saturday, can you do your thing? You got it. Following her up to the weak point, I reached my hand in and pulled up the remote terminal. Immediately, however, I frowned. What is it? What's wrong? This one is different from the one at the edge of the world. I'm stuck by high-level encryption. Huh? That shouldn't be. Why would this one be any different? I scowled. Of course, I knew what had changed in the lock. I knew what had changed the locking on it. 1028. Stupid adaptive AI shit. Ugh. Of course. Is it possible to brute force the encryption? I mean, technically, yes. Every encryption lock can, theoretically, be brute forced, but it would require a whole lot of memory to do that remotely. Memory that there's no way this portable terminal has. Well, I have some good news then. Suki turned back to me. Yeah? The main functionality of the Dustbreaker's core is locked behind the high-level encryption, sure. We do have access to a low-level security terminal. It can't do much, but one of the things it can do is allocate memory for the portable terminals to this one. I swear, when I'm talking like this, you can, like... Okay, I'm going all in on this Saturday Talking Fast thing, but you gotta kind of, like, take it all in, because the Dustbreaker is... Oh my god. Stetsky, what the hell were you doing? I see what you're getting at. If you can pull up the portable terminals from the other weak points and synchronize them all by sending the memory into this terminal, we might have a chance, right? Yeah. What do you think, Suki? I think it's really the only shot we have. 1028 is designed in a way that there's always an emergency way out, right? I think this is it. Yeah. So we need to... Before I could finish speaking, however, a loud rumbling was heard, and I realized that our time was up. Shit! The earthquake! Alright, listen up, because contrary to what you might believe, I do in fact have a plan here. I'm all ears, just get it over with. I'm going to reload before we enter the Sunrise building, okay? Then I'll explain everything we just learned to you two, okay? Yeah, got it. Can you tell the observer to hurry it up, though? I don't want to get crushed, okay? You heard her. Go, quickly! She just told you what to do! Oh my god, I'm stupid. Dude, that was, oh my god. I did it right as they entered, not before they, oh my god. An IQ too high. There is no way. I am this dumb. Yo. Ali and Suki looked at me but realized I was up soon enough. You got reloaded, huh? What happened? I did, yeah, and a lot. I explained. Just give me a sec. Getting reloaded is surprisingly exhausting. Caught my breath and explained what had happened in the basement. Well, I'm glad that we have something at least. So, what should we do now? I think we'll need to split up into groups of 2 to be able to have all 3 terminals open at the same time. Yep, we should see if Ari and the others found a place for us to lie low for a bit. Can you text them? Yeah. Hey, did you guys find the place? We're done on our side. Well, we did, but you'll see. It's not exactly a luxury hotel, but it'll work. Here, I'll send you a map point of the address to you. Sent one location attachment. Okay, cool. TYSM. We'll make our way over now. I put away my phone and looked back at Ali and Siki. They found some kind of place, I think. I have a location. Alright. Is it far from here? Nope, we can walk. Alright, let's go then. I helped Ali up off the bench and we left the empty lot. Dude, there's 3 divergent branches here. I'm so fucking scared. After splitting up from our group, Chio, Ari, and Kotomi headed closer to the main boulevard of Shinjuku. Okay, I don't exactly think we're looking for a 5-star hotel here. We should find somewhere that's at least better than a garbage dump. Any ideas? Why we break into a hotel again? You never actually told me. Because we can't book an actual room at the state the simulated civilians are in. Fair enough, but, like, have you tried? Yes, we did. It was not fun. Okay, point taken. You could try the hotel that's literally right there. Ari pointed to a large 10-ish story hotel, the Shinjuku Grand Tel Hotel. Worth a shot. Is there a back entrance? Of course there's a back entrance. I walked around to the back entrance, but no, contrary to what Chio had said, there is no employee entrance. The back door is just another entrance to the lobby. So there isn't a back entrance. Okay, yes, fine, there isn't a back entrance. Do you have any better ideas? Honestly, Chio, that's kind of an L for you. Like, what are you doing? Look, it's like the Kotomi points to a hotel right across the street. A brand hotel marked with a large L logo. It really took an Ari walk forward and pinched Kotomi's cheek. Ow, 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 I hate it when you do that. Take this seriously. I am. Seriously, let's try the L Hotel. Kotomi, you can literally see the sign from here that says they're completely closed for renovations. She's right. She was right. You can see the sign from where they stood. Although, I may be able to do something. Follow me. Chio and Kotomi followed Ari as she ran up to the back entrance to the Hotel L. There's a door here. There sure is. Can it? I picked up some lockpicking through my time interning as a detective. Let me try this. Ari took out a small lockpicking tool and began to fiddle with the lock. Chio and Kotomi looked on in a mix of bewilderment and amusement. Is this really going to... No, let her go. Check this out. While she was lockpicking, however, a shout rang out from behind them. The 3 of them spun around to see an angry, glitched-out civilian point at them and yelling. They will never catch me alive! Ari split into the street! Ari, this is why I love you. Oh my god. Yeah. Kotomi and Chio shook themselves out of their shock, started running after her. Ari, wait up! The 3 of those ran through the corrupted night streets of Shinjuku. They had obviously lost the person pursuing them long ago, but all 3 of them were too scared to look back to see that. Finally, they stopped and caught their breath. Sheesh, what a pain. Since when are you that fast? Since now. I was trying to let whatever that thing was get its hands on me. Survival instincts are a powerful thing, you know. Chio sighed. Well, we're still without a place to stay. I don't think going back to the hotel street is a good idea. About that, Kotomi looked up at the building we had stopped at. It was a large video arcade that had advertised itself as being open late. The shutter was still open. An arcade? Is this really going to be enough? You said it yourself. You aren't really looking for a luxury residence here. Chio sighed once more. Fair, I guess. Let's see if any of the floors are, empty. They combed through 8 of the arcade's floors, but they were all at least a bit occupied. The group finally managed to find a spot completely devoid of corrupted civilians on the 8th floor, near all the older games. After they sat down, Ari got a message. Did you guys find a place? We're done on our side. Is that Saturday? Yeah, seems they're done. Already? That was fast. Well, we did, but... you'll see. It's not exactly a luxury hotel, but it'll work. Here, I'll send a map point of the address to you. Okay, cool. TYSM. We'll make our way over now. The girls put their phones down and breathed a sigh of relief at having found, at least for now, a safe spot. The floor they were on housed lots of fighting games and score attack games from the 90s. Ari stood up and walked over to one of the older fighting games, and looked back at Chio. Wanna? Not a chance in hell. Okay. Dude, I don't have the money for this! I'm gonna have to grind again, bro. I haven't done this since episode 1! We made it to the building in the location pin that Chio had sent us. I sighed. I told them to find a hotel and they sent us to an arcade. Honestly, I thought you'd be jumping at the opportunity here. This is hardly the time! The building was tall and had multiple stories, so we walked in. We found Chio, Ari, and Kotami on the 8th floor. We walked up and sat down. Hey, glad you made it. Barely. I'm guessing you've seen the state of things out there, with civilians. Yeah, it isn't pretty. You had to run in with one of them. Sheesh. Glad you guys got out safe. Did you catch up each other up first? I think so, yeah. Oh, you guys have more explaining to do than us. Fair enough. Kotami, Ari, and Chio recap their adventure trying to get to this place, and they run into the zombie-like civilians. And that's how we made it here. I'm glad you're okay. You should have let us know that you were in danger, though. Didn't really have time. Spur of the moment on all that stuff. Fair enough. So how did your group's expedition go? Did you learn anything of note? A lot, actually. Go on. We recapped our adventure in the basement, reload, and when we learned about the weak spots. These weak spots seem to be created in the places that are forcibly altered by dawn, which means there should be, 3? That make the most sense. There's one in the building basement that we found, the one in the shrine basement that I found at one time, and I'm assuming there's one in the wreckage of the Geology Museum back in Tanegashima. Right. Our plan is basically to synchronize these 3 blocks together simultaneously, and then push a brute force on the encryption with the heightened memory granted to the sync. It would work, but it would require the 3 weak points to be synchronized in very quick succession. How it's programmed, you think of it as a 2-factor authenticator of sorts, or a 3-factor authenticator, I guess. Right. So I think we split up. What may seem surprised by this. Split up? Are you crazy? During the literal apocalypse? No, I think I agree. It's the only option, really. There's 6 of us. Split into 3 groups of 2. That way nobody gets left alone. Usually it'd be extremely dangerous, but we've already proven that we have a rather extraordinary ability in our hands. True. The whole saving and loading thing. Still can't believe it exists, but I guess I don't really have a choice considering the situation. In that case, I think it must be split up like this. I took it out printed map of Japan. Have you just had that the whole time? Yes. You know what? Fair enough. How is Eri consistently the character that makes me laugh the most? I don't get it! Eri spread the map out on the floor in front of us and circled Tanegashima, Kagoshima, and Tokyo. The suggestions was as follows. Suki and Chio handled the Tokyo weak spot, the Sunrise Building's basement. Eri and Kotsumi handled the Kagoshima weak spot, in the basement of the facility by the Okawachi Shrine. Saturday and Allison handled the Tanegashima weak spot, in the ruins of the Tanegashima Geology Museum. What do you all think? I'm personally fine with it. These groupings make the most sense. Wait, but this means I'm going to be split up from Suki. Is that a good idea? I think so. It's advantageous to have Chio and I together, as we're both the most in the know about the inner workings of the Dustbreaker. I guess that's true. Fair enough then. Okay, next question. How are we going to get to Kagoshima and Tanegashima? Public transit has gone completely haywire due to the current situation. She was the only one who could drive, which means she'd have to be moved to the Tanegashima and Kagoshima group if that's the route we took. Frankly, even if I drove, I don't think we can make it on time. We don't know when all of this is going to just collapse entirely. We can intuit with some information from what Dawn said, but she actually has the power to just shut this all down anytime she wants now. That's true. Shit. How can we travel such a long distance quickly? Then it hit. Wait, are we going to go back to chapter 1 and save? You could load. You could save my later and reload it back at Tanegashima. That would at least give us the ability to verify if there's a weak spot there. If there's something that we've done with it. Shit. Wait, hold on. I was hospitalized after the museum incident. A lot of my recovery time was omitted from the data as it was stored in the Schrodinger cycle. Was there ever a point in the Schrodinger cycle after the museum burned that it wasn't in the hospital? Revisit memory. We're going all the way back. We're going all the way back. Let's go! I found myself flying through time and space, and eventually I reached a body that felt so distant from mine I couldn't help but explain. Whoa. Damn. Allison jumped a little. Huh? Saturday? Are you okay? You look, well, honestly, you look drunk all of a sudden. No, I'm fine. I gotta check on something, though. You wait here. Huh? Check on what? I started running out the door. Allison's shots getting distant. Huh? Saturday! Come back! There's no time to worry about that. I dashed through the streets of an island village that took a completely different feel to me now. It's been months since I've been here. When you live your life in ignorant bliss, you don't ever stop to notice the little things around you. When you leave that bliss, wish you led them back. I realized this now as I ran through the seaside streets towards the ruins of the museum. Damn, Dustbreaker was really committed to making this all feel real. To feel safe. I lamented it once more. The fact that I was choosing to leave behind such a world for a cruel reality. My conviction would never sway again. We're getting out of here. The ruins of the Geology Museum were in a lot different than of state than I expected them to be. Instead of being a burnt pile of crisp, the general frame of the building remained, but there were clear signs of burn damage. And it took long for me to find what I was looking for. Ha! That's hilarious. The weak spot was in the exact place I'd collapsed after making it out of the museum. Much like the one in the Tokyo basement, it allowed remote terminal access. Okay, it's all fine and dandy. I need to find a way to be able to access this at the present time. Any reflections we can use? I scrolled through the hub command's output and smiled. Alright, 1028. I'll see you watching. I owe you one for this. Ran had appeared that wasn't there the last time I pulled up the command list. A gate command. Using this, I could allocate simulated objects with the world's act as gateways of sorts to other simulated objects, effectively creating a teleporter. One condition. The objects had to be inherently from the same object class and be distant enough that the code that scans objects wouldn't trip over itself trying to scan too many. For Tanegashima, this was easy enough. Tanegashima is known for its space station, and that was a large aspect of its tourism appeal. There were lots of toy rocket ships and memorabilia sold all over the island. I think that's one in Tokyo seemed like the way to go. Yoko Watch's Shrine was a different story. It was in the middle of the forest. Nothing around it was distant enough that the gate function would allow itself to scan all of them. Shrine gates, trees, roads, all these were very commonplace in Japan, obviously. Is there anything we can use? Oh. Oh my fucking god. The rocking horse! The fucking rocking horse! Of course! It almost felt too perfect. Why the hell was that horse there? What was its significance? We never found out. But now, it all made sense! Did Storyteller put it there, seeing all this in advance? No, that can't be it, right? Or was it... you? I suppose it didn't matter. I applied the properties to the gate command and ran it. Sure enough, the link seemed to be established. I ran over to the store across the street. So then if I touched the little display rocket here, I touched it and a large shock overtook my entire body. But it didn't hurt. I felt myself being ricocheted across space. I rematerialized in a familiar space. A small hobbyist entertainment store in Ginza. What? This place? What? Is this seriously the only place in Tokyo this was Tanegashima merchandise? What the hell? Guess that makes sense. Better get back. I tapped the store station again and felt myself warp back across the world. It's a storekeeper! The woman! The old woman! Bro, no! When I arrived back at the Geology Museum's ruins, I erupted in maniacal laughter. I couldn't help it. This is insane. What the hell is even happening anymore? Holy shit! In the past 24 hours, I'd broken so many fundamental laws of reality. Because it wasn't reality. This world was a game, and I was finally playing it like one. It's a game I intend to win, goddammit. But I'd fulfilled what I came here to do. Which means I needed to get my act together and get back to business. You know what to do, right? I'll leave it to you then. I should know what to do by now. Let's go! After I arrived, I relayed everything that happened in... Wait, I got it! I see. If that's the case, we should make haste for the linked items. Wait, hold on. I have a question. What's up, Allie? Allison looked confused. There's something I don't get. You say you went back to when you were boarding the ferry and ran to the museum. I don't remember this. That didn't happen in my memories. Shouldn't that have altered the course of things? It's basically time travel. Huh. I don't know. Actually, I think I know what's going on here. The state of what's simulated by the world has been affected, but our memories haven't. What do you mean? Think about it this way. That shop that you teleported into was the one that Kotami later visited in Ginza. If you were to ask the shopkeeper there, she would likely remember both of those things happening. But if you were to ask her before you rewrote what happened early in the simulation, she would only remember Kotami entering. Wait, then what does that make the Allison that got confused by me running off? Simulated? Maybe? But then, doesn't that mean all of you are simulated? You only got to this point by reloading a bunch. No, I don't think so. Okay, how do I explain this? The key thing to remember here is that as we stand, all of us are just collections of memories, emotions, reactions, and data. Well, other than Nichibotsu's. This isn't a real world, so our real bodies are still in the real world, stored in cold storage pods. If what you told me about Storyteller's glances into late 3s was accurate, I didn't have a good chance to put that in the story, but it was the truth. During our time in Layer 2, Storyteller managed to briefly observe the state of Layer 3 just to survey what happened to our original bodies. We were all in cold storage pods under surveillance by the Japanese military. At the end of all of this, each of us has to make it to shutdown procedure for our data to be transmitted back. Until then, we're all just minds, no body. And whatever makes it to the finish line is what gets sent back. All our memories are real, and our reactions are real. If you had stayed behind when you went back in time, and somehow made it to the shutdown procedure from there, the Allison that returned to the real world would remember you running out of the ferry terminal. The Allison in front of us doesn't. Neither is more real than the other, I think. It was all really complicated. We certainly didn't have time to be worrying about it now. You don't have time for this, though. I'm sorry. We need to get moving. Could you set up that link inside Tanegashima? You only used to worry about the gateway to Kagoshima. Right. Let's go to the Sunrise Building basement. There, I'll set up the Kagoshima gateway and split. Right, let's go. Oh, you're kidding! Well, back to the grind! Okay, it wasn't, thank God. She's 30 misses. After setting up the gate to Kagoshima, Ali and I ran to Ginza to a small shop inside the gate to Tanegashima. This place? This is a video game store. Yeah, I don't know either. It's the only place that has the thing we're looking for. Shopkeeper was nowhere to be seen, although probably for the better. She would hardly been in a stable state. Memorabilia, here! I pointed to a small toy rocket ship on the shelf. So I just have to touch this? Is it gonna hurt? Not really. It's more of a bizarre feeling than a painful one. Fair enough. So you know on the other side then? Yeah, let's go. We also toy rocket at the same time and found my body being split into millions of bytes of data. I flew across the islands of Japan faster than the speed of light and rematerialized on the other side. Rematerialized on the other end. I listened to it out of breath. You weren't kidding. I never felt anything like that. Yeah, it's something. You okay? Yeah, I just need a moment to catch my breath. After a moment, you're ready to move again. Apparently, since the time I had set up the gate, the object that was being used as the gate had moved to a different shop. We stepped out into the street. Shit, this isn't the same shop. It's okay. We're still near the museum. It's just a bit of a walk away. Looked around to finally recognize the environment around me. Oh, this is the precinct, huh? Yeah, if we're in the direction of the park, we'll get there eventually. The precinct. I've only been here once, though I suppose it was more like I've been here once over 8,000 times. This was where I met Ari, and was where the very first scene of the Schrödinger cycle was. We got moving, running through the streets of Tanegashima. Hey, why do you think we lived in Tanegashima? Huh? What do you mean? I mean, we and I lived in Tokyo right up until when we entered the Dustbreaker. We never lived in Tanegashima in our lives. But the Dustbreaker put us here. Yeah. I have to guess, maybe it was trying to make it as hard as possible for you to find the truth? How so? Well, think about it. Tanegashima is pretty far away from Tokyo. Makes sense that it'd stick you out in a place far away from where everything actually happened. I guess that makes sense. I wonder why I didn't put us up in Sapporo then. Probably because Tanegashima is way farther away from Tokyo than Sapporo. Fair. We cut through the park. The museum is in our sights now. So, how's this going to work exactly? We're going to receive a lot of data on our block from Konami's group and Chio's group. Basically, once we receive it, use it to brute force the encryption preventing us from accessing Dustbreaker's core. And then, using the system, we should be able to pause or at least slow down the effects of the corruption. If that doesn't work, we can also adjust our layer synchronization so you're unstuck on layer 0 when it fully corrupts. Got it. Okay. We had arrived. My mic fell off. We had arrived at the ruins of the museum. After months of decay, you could barely even tell what the original was anymore. West of where the weak point was located. Alright, I'm gonna message the others. We're here. How's things over there? We're also ready. What about close to an area? What was their response? Shit, did something happen to them? Sorry, we're here now. Did something happen? Kinda, but we'll explain later. We're both fine and ready. Okay, let me guide you through this. I pulled up to the terminal from the weak spot in the ruins of the museum. If you guys pull up your terminals, can you run /help to get a list of available commands? Let me know if you get them. Memalo and get block are in there. Yeah, hold on. On it. After a few seconds, I got the responses. Both are there for us. Same here. Okay, if you want /get block, can you tell me the block ID and memory capacity it gives you? We waited another few seconds, and then the responses came in. Our block ID... I'm not saying that. And it says we got 2.4 gigabytes of data allocated to this block. It says blah 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 for us, and 1.9 gigs of data. Wait, why is ours less than Suki and Chio's? Probably because Tokyo is a more populated, dense area. Anyway, it's probably not a good idea to allocate the entire block's memory to ours, because I don't know what it'll do to you guys while we're in that block. I ran the command on my own terminal. It said we were in block blah 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 with 2 gigs of data allocated. I did some quick mental math. Suki, I think we'll take 2 gigs from your block, and Ari will take 1.6 gigs from yours. That'll bring the total memory in our block to around 5.6 gigs, which is nearly tripling it. Sounds good. How do we allocate it? We'll need to run /mamala with the arguments being the blocks in the memory to, and the argument in bytes in the sense. So, Suki, your command would be /mamala, blah blah blah, and your command would be blah blah blah. We need to coordinate these to be as close as possible to each other as possible time-wise. So let's say once it hits, it's 3:18 a.m. right now, so the moment your phone shows 3:20, send the command, okay? You got it. Okay. And now, we waited. We stood in the center of the apocalypse as seconds ticked down. I prepared the program I'd written to brute force the encryption and waited for the signal.
Eri and Kotsumi materialized into the forest environment that surrounded the Okawachi shrine. Jesus Christ, I'm never doing that again. You're going to have to get used to it. We need to get back to Tokyo. Wait, do we? I don't know. Truth be told, there were a lot of things the two sisters didn't know about everything that was happening. And they didn't exactly have the chance to ask. Complained about the fact that they couldn't ask. We'll manage, though. Either way, let's go inside. Hold up. I'm just thinking. About what? Konami pointed to the rocking horse that they used as a gateway mere seconds prior. Why this thing is here in the first place? Back when we were investigating what seemed like a normal missing persons case, it felt like there was some whole overarching ARG tied into this horse. Because of the image and the music box and everything, but that never got resolved. So what was with all that? That's a good question. It wasn't like the rocking horse was necessarily significant. It never seemed like the second shrine picture had come from Dawn. So, was it just a coincidence?
I need to. Okay, there's like some static in this music. Maybe if you like listen, maybe if you like headphones on, it's easier. But like, it creeps me out, dude. It just.
Definitely not. You don't have time to be thinking about it. Let's go. Yeah, you're right. Eri and Kotsumi ran up the steps to the abandoned building that had unveiled itself as a shrine's true form after they escaped all those months ago. Luckily, the door still opened, and they walked inside. Was it like this back then, too? Like what? This sinister. Yeah, though the exterior appearance was just that of a normal shrine beforehand. To be specific, we entered this interior area through a small maintenance shack behind the shrine. Jeez. Eri thought to herself. She had forgotten to consider that Kotsumi hadn't actually been there for the shrine incident back in the summer. Two sisters descended down the spiral staircase, their footsteps reverberating off the steps and walls alike. It was almost definitely because of the urgency of the situation, but the walk down felt longer than it had previously been to Eri. Finally, the sisters reached the bottom, and were met with an ugly surprise. Shit, I forgot about all this. The entrance was completely caved in. Didn't it collapse behind you guys? I don't know how we can get through this. Yeah, it did. I can't believe I forgot until now. I'm so sorry. Huh? Hey, no need to apologize. It's a hell of a situation right now. Eri leaned against the wall. Honestly, Eri, you apologize a lot more than you should. Huh. And you tell me that more than you should. Konami scoffed at her sister. I'm serious. You're always really going on blaming yourself when you're with people you trust. I guess I wouldn't disagree. It's just, we're going through a lot right now, so it doesn't seem like the right time to try to make sense of my own feelings, I guess. Is there something you aren't telling me, sis? I want to help. You know how much you mean to me. Well, it's just, you feel like outliers in all of this. Saturday and Allison, you have their future set for them once they get out of here. I know I want to try to figure out what happened to us, but I feel like we're just getting started with our journey to our own truce. I just wish I had a bit of a break from it all. Then I catch myself thinking that and feel like shit. Because I think everyone wants a break, but everyone's putting in 110% to get out of here. And I'm walling in my emotions and shit. Yeah. Konami walked over to Eri. What is it? What are you doing? Konami hugged Eri tight. I get it. We've got a long road ahead of us, and things are really, really tough right now. More so than they've ever been. And probably will be for a while. But no matter what happens, stick together, yeah? I don't want to leave everyone behind when we start our own journeys. Konami leaned against the wall next to Eri. Why would we leave the others behind? I don't know. It's just, it feels really selfish that after all this, we'd still ask them to help us, or even just stick with us. They deserve to settle in after all of this. They shouldn't have to be stuck helping us when they've already been through so much. And yet, I don't think I'd have it in me to leave them, to live without them after all of this. Yeah, I get that feeling. Even if me being childhood friends with Saturday and Allison was something fabricated by this world, those memories, those experiences, that bond I have with them is real. I don't want to leave them behind either. I don't think we have to. It's not even just them. It's... Konami looked over at her inquisitively. Okay, can you promise to keep this between us? Of course. Tell me what's up. Eri leaned in and whispered something to Kotsumi, which was practically useless given that they were the only people nearby, but it brought her comfort to do so. Oh. Chio, huh?
Yeah. No, we're not having this. We're not. No. My two favorite characters? Holy shit! Have you told her yet?
Of course not. It's hard for me to talk about that kind of thing, and I want to wait until all this is over. I understand. We should talk to her about it. I'll help you out however I can, okay? Thank you. Of course, sis. I got your back. Ari is more grateful for Kotomi than she could ever put into words, but as Kotomi knew this already, and never needed any gratitude, the two of them are lucky to have each other. So about this, more immediate problem.
This game knows what I like. This game knows what I like. This game knows me.
The two of them stood in front of the blocked entrance. Yeah, I honestly have no idea. Immediately after Kotomi said that, however, her phone vibrated in her pocket. Wait, already? When she took it out, she saw something that confused her. Stand back. Now. Before she could think about what it meant, however, the ground began to shake. Large bursts of light filled the area, and Ari and Kotomi fell to the ground behind where they were standing. Rocks flew everywhere, but luckily, none of them managed to hit the sisters. When the dust cleared, a tall figure stood in front of the entryway, illuminated by the light from within. Immediately, both sisters knew who she was.
Is that Kanchi? Kanchi! Holy shit!
The third sister stepped through the now open entryway. I'm sorry. I wish I arrived sooner. How are you here? It's a long story, and I don't have time to tell it right now. I only have so long before I get torn away again. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. It's just... It's okay, Ari. It's okay. Sorry that I've been gone. I'm gone again in a matter of seconds. I need to see you two again. Wait, Kanchi, please don't go! I'm really, really sorry. Even being here took an insane amount of energy. But Kanchi, no! Her form began to flicker and disintegrate into the environment. I know we'll see each other again. So please, wait for me, okay? We'll wait as long as it takes. I promise, Kanchi. We'll find each other again. Kanchi closed her eyes and smiled. Thank you, you two. I'm so happy you're still alive. And then, she was gone. Aaron and Kotomi fell into each other's arms and cried. Our memories were real. She's out there waiting for us as much as we're waiting for her. Yeah. Oh my god. The two sisters got to their feet again. She gave us our only chance of getting out of here. Let's go. Right. The two ran through the basement hallway and up to the metal grate. Ari tapped on the terminal to open the grate. Ari and Kotomi dashed into the atrium. Sure enough, the weak point lay on the ground by the operating chair. Okay, now we wait. Before she could finish talking, though, her phone buzzed. We're here. How's things over there? We're also ready. What about Kotomi and Ari? Sorry, we're here now. Something happened? Kinda, but we'll explain later. We're both fine and ready. Okay, let me guide you through this. Blah, blah, blah. We already discussed this. Ari pulled up the terminal from a weak spot in an action that can only be compared to something out of a science fiction movie. Let's see. Help. She input the help command, and a list of commands popped up. Sure enough, the two commands specified were included. Both are there for us. Same here. Okay, but blah, 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 blah. She did as instructed, and noted down the results. Okay. We've already talked about this. Ari went back to her terminal and typed in the command, and waited. So we hit enter once the time's 320? Yeah. Sister stood in silence as the seconds I almost said tickled down. What? Ticked down! It was just after Saturday. Allison, Ari, and Kotomi had split off from Suki and Chio. I'm gonna need you to guide me through the entrance you guys used. Yeah, no problem. They walked through the quiet halls of the abandoned building. What's up? Just kind of thinking about all of this. My involvement with the Dustbreaker project. I know Saturday said she'd forgive me, but it's hard to, believe that, you know? Sorry, didn't mean to drag the mood down. It's okay. The mood is already pretty down in the first place. Besides, the least I can do is listen. I guess. I'm just worried about what my future will look like once I'm out of here. You ask me. I don't think it's really decided yet. Obviously, things are going to be complicated for a bit on the legal side of things, but I don't think your life is going to be over. The rest of us have got your back, even once all this is over, you know? Do I deserve that sympathy, though? I'm technically responsible for all of this. Sure, but you owned up to your involvement in this. You weren't hiding it from us, you had genuinely forgotten, and the moment you remembered, you were open about it. I could tell you genuinely wanted to help, and still do. I think that matters more. Saturday said the same thing to me. Not surprising, considering we're the same person. Fair enough. It's not that we're going to forget what you did in the past. It's that you're choosing to fight it in the present that matters way more, in my opinion. and Saturday's opinion, and almost definitely Allison, Eri, and Kotsumi's too. Yeah, I guess it's just hard finding that same sympathy for myself. You only need a bunch of early 20s kids to get me back on track. Suki laughed. How old are you anyway? I don't think we ever knew. Your current simulator time is December 2022, 25. My body would be too, because we're being held in cold storage. What? Huh? What's surprising? You were the lead engineer on the Dustbreaker project at age 23? Ah, yeah. I was a bit ahead of other engineering students my age. A bit? Sheesh. Make a big fuss out of it, please. I already got enough of that working at the Sunrise Foundation in the first place. Fair enough. I just wasn't expecting it, is all. I thought you were in your mid to late 30s! No! You don't say that about someone! Do I really look at mid to late 30s? Oh god. No, not all like that. Just because of your occupation stuff. Man, I'm still young, damn it. I'm not. Gio, no! You're not. Sorry. It's okay. The two continued walking through the hallways. How did you end up in the Dustbreaker even? I don't remember if we ever found out. I do remember what happened now. There was just never a good time to bring it up. After Saturday was copied in, Allison freaked out. She demanded to be sent in after her. I had never seen such panic in someone her age before. I couldn't refuse. After that, we were raided. I'm not sure what happened entirely. The military showed up, and they were not happy. I had a moment of clarity and realized that I'd just been responsible for 2 kids getting copied across dimensions. I threw myself into the machine and turned it on before they could capture me. That's how I ended up here. I see. Damn. I talked to Saturday a bit about what happened afterwards, because Storyteller managed to figure it out while she was stuck in Layer 2. Setsuki and the rest of the employees were taken in by the military, and the Dustbreaker itself was seized. Once they realized what was going on, they couldn't just shut off the Dustbreaker, so we were moved to a government-owned facility and placed in cold storage. Setsuki was forced to construct 2 duplicates of the DB helmet for Allison and myself to have so we could be copied back into our bodies eventually. Since then, our bodies have been in cryostasis in a fishery warehouse on the coast of Chiba, and Setsuki has been in prison. Jesus Christ, dude! They've just been frozen for... Oh my god! I see. Oop. Oop. She's just me. This is why she's my profile picture right now. What's up? This is it. Suki pointed at a crack in the floor that had been formed from the earthquake. She and Chio slipped through it and into the lower level. If we go through here, it takes us to the basement where the weak point is. They walked down the basement hall and into the basement. Sure enough, the weak point rested in the same created in the desk in the room. That's it. Yeah. Now we wait for Saturday to contact us. 2 sat on the desk while they waited. What about you, though? What about me? What are you planning to do in regards to your form? Oh, that. I'm joining Saturday's mind. I've already made up my mind. She and I agreed to do it directly before the final confrontation with Dawn so that we could take advantage of having both of us active until then. So right before it all goes down, we'll merge together. Got it. Are you okay with that? Of course I am, but I'm definitely a bit nervous. How come? Well, it's just Storyteller joined with Saturday, and her form is just not here anymore. I don't want to stop existing, or to stop being real. It's scary. I don't think you have to worry about that, though. I don't think Storyteller has stopped having a mind of her own at all. Maybe she hasn't had reason to come out yet, but I think she's still in there. You think so? Think about it. Storyteller as a person was split off, but then gained her own memories, her own feelings, her own experiences. The merge process doesn't delete those. They're still in there. Is that going to be okay, though? Should there only be one of us? You aren't supposed to be split up like this. It was an accident. Sure, but you are. That isn't going to go away, and I don't think it should. You're Saturday, but you're still the World Keeper. You're not going to stop thinking, feeling, and existing as the World Keeper, just because you share the same body as Saturday. You think so? I like this talk! I like this talk. I need to be more literate. Holy shit. I programmed the Dustbreaker, Suki. That function doesn't have code to delete any of the data it receives. Even if Saturday doesn't know it yet, Storyteller is still in there. Thanks. Of course. You know, I don't think I've ever stopped to learn more about you. Or about me. What do you mean? I know some basic things. I know what's in the cycles. I still feel like you and I haven't properly met, if that makes sense. We've been trying to thwart the apocalypse, so we haven't really had too much time for small talk. I guess that's fair. What would you like to know about me? I guess nothing specific. I'm bad at actually conversing about this kind of stuff. Okay, fair enough. Well then, I'm Chiyo Sakamura, age 25, former engineer, current journalist, caffeine addict, obsessed with photography and editing. Don't talk to me until I've had my... Okay, I didn't mean to list out everything. Touche. Oh wait, I do have a question. How the hell have you not been cold? We've been in the freezing north of Japan for months now, and you're still rocking that summery fit. Oh, that. Well, before beginning my memories of what happened leading up to me going into the Dustbreaker, I didn't really pay much mind. But I do have an answer now. When I was working with the Sunrise Foundation, one of our projects required some testing in a very remote, secluded location. Setsuki managed to pull some strings to get us a small piece of land in Antarctica. I spent 3 weeks there, and my body has been adjusted to the weather since. Jesus! Wait, Antarctica? For real? Yep, the testing was needed too, because it exposed a fundamental flaw in the project, and it had to get cancelled. Damn. So since then, I've been much more bodily prepared for the cold of North Japan than the others. That's one hell of a flex. Is it? Girl, you've got to live in Antarctica for a few weeks. What the hell do you mean, is it? Gio laughed. Point taken. What do you make of Ari and Kotsumi? What about them? I mean, you knew Allison and Saturday before you came in here. But Ari and Kotsumi are from that other world. Oh, true. I mean, they're friends of you guys, so they're friends of mine too. They're really lucky to have each other. That's true. Although I'm like 99% sure Ari has something of a crush on me. She knows! She knows! Wait! My 2 favorite characters! Oh my god. Ari does? Really? I think so. It's really cute! Oh! I'm geeking out like a fangirl right now, oh my god. Well, how do you feel about her? Hard to say right now, because the extent of our relationships has been benefiting each other and getting out of the simulator world. But I'd like to get to know her better. She's usually pretty reserved, but I can tell she has a more mischievous side to her. I'm looking forward to getting to know her better. Wherever things go from there, we'll see. Damn. We sat for a few more minutes, and then finally, the notification came through on the phone Sarah they had given me. We're here. This thing's over there. Blah, 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 blah. Aries not even subtle about it. She's so obvious about it. Oh my god. I can't stop thinking about that, bro. Suki typed the command in and we got ready to send it. Ready? Ready as I'll ever be. Seconds tick down. Okay. Let's go. The clock struck 3:20 a.m. Now! At once, an immense wave of pressure struck the area, and Allison and I barely held our balance. We had received the extra memory. Does that mean it worked? It means we can get started. I immediately started the brute force program. Right after I did, the world around us began to destabilize at a much faster rate. What's going on? It's okay. It's just because we're losing a lot of the memory in this block right now for the program. Just hold on. We stood our ground as the world shook around us, geometry falling apart like an old computer game when you went too far out of bounds. The brute force would take some time, and I need to keep allocating memory to it continuously, which means I need you on standby, Zeller. Okay? Zombie Dawn isn't going to realize what we're doing. Suddenly, a large shockwave interrupted everything. Speak of the devil. And what do we have here? Dawn appeared in midair, floating down to the ground. Well. Looks like someone thought they'd be real smart. Piss off, Dawn. I'll deal with you later. Dawn laughed with a reverb so loud it could probably be heard by both of the other groups. You know, I was actually enjoying watching you squirm like rats in a maze, setting up your dastardly plan. It was, as the kids say, peak! It's the sticker! But this just isn't good at all now, is it? You can't kill us, Dawn. You know you can't. Us. You know, I would have thought you'd have learned your lesson by now. But I don't mind demonstrating for you again. Of course, I wasn't stupid enough to not realize what she was getting at. She turned toward Allison. Go on, Saturday. Intervene. Save your precious girlfriend. You know you will, because she matters more to you than getting out of here. Right. Looks like we're going to need your help. Need your help after all. I'm going to make her think I'm falling for it. When I'm due, I'm going to activate Freeze Flame. Protect Allison while I continue the brute force attack, okay? Oh, that's it. The protagonist I've been wanting to see. Touches with some heroism, girly. Dawn materialized a pistol and aimed squarely at Allison, who's holding her balance amidst the shaking too hard to say anything. Dawn, you... God damn it! I made a display of rushing forward. Called out. Suki, are you there? Huh? I am. Is everything okay over there? How are you contacting me right now? Come on, sis. So I want to be able to contact you with this. I need you to synchronize with me for a split second to activate freeze frame. What? What is happening over there? No time to explain. Please. So then I felt a wave of power rush over me. I had received Suki synchronization. I called for freeze frame at once. The world froze. I immediately rushed back to the terminal. Okay. Going to keep it at here. Please, for the last time, alter the situation. In a dark abyss, a soul lies suspended in stasis. Another soul drifts down to rise them from their slumber. Allison, wake up. Allison's eyes fluttered open. What? Huh? Where is this? The void. It would be complicated to explain. We don't exactly have the most time, so... You're storyteller, but how? Storyteller laughed. That would also be too complicated to explain. All I need to know is that the storyteller you're likely familiar with is not exactly the me you see before you. What happened? Last thing I remember is Dawn pointing her gun at me, and then I woke up here. Right now, we're in what I like to call a point of decision. A point of decision? Saturday has used freeze frame, essentially frozen the world you reside in until a power from above that world layer can intervene and decide how what's about to happen unfolds. Ugh, I don't get any of this at all. All you need to know is that right now, you're frozen in time, and have the chance to turn things around. But I'm not a power from an above world layer or anything like that. That's me. I'm sorry. I'm still just lost on who you are. You're a storyteller, but not the same storyteller that I'm familiar with. There's more than one storyteller? I'm sorry. I don't really know how I can explain it in a way that makes sense. There's only one storyteller. There's infinite pure mutations of that storyteller. Same with you, Saturday, and everyone ever born. Even animals, wildlife, plant life. Anything that's alive is wholly unique and infinitely expansive. I think you should worry about this after we stop Dawn from doing whatever she's about to do. True. Let's get to work then. How does this work? I'm going to temporarily lend you my power. You will be synchronized with my layer. Is Allison gonna get a makeover too? Which, I guess, in the terminology of your world uses would be somewhere between layer 3 and layer 4. And that will allow me to stand a fighting chance against Dawn, mostly. You're going to have to defend yourself. I'm going to give you the ability to do so, pretty much. I see. So, how do you do that? Are you ready? Once I temporarily join your mind, you'll be instantly sent back to the simulated world and time will resume. Yeah, I'm as ready as I can be. Do it. Very well then. There was a bright light, and the void around Allison faded away. Power rushed into her from all angles, and she was thrown back down into the simulated world. Hold tight, Saturday. It's my time to step in for you. The story remains unfinished! For the last time. One final time. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What? Oh, that's great. We're in between space again. Oh my god. Which means I need to do them in a certain order, I assume. Which means this one, I need to do. There we go. Which one opened? What? Whoa, 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 what? What? Was that? It's a different fucking tab? What? You're fucking insane for this. Okay. Wait a second. Oh, you solved them on the... Oh. Okay. Oh my god, that's how you do it. Okay. Bingo. Okay. Frankly, It feels weird that I'm rushing this when I don't want this to be over. Is this it? Did I... What? What? They all have locks? I need to play them all again? Sweet. I managed to do it. Only one miss. That's good. At least for me. Valor Starcross. Alright, next one. God, I did awful on that one, but we made it. Okay. I reckon it is. Yep. I've been practicing this song for a while. Let's do it. Let's go. Okay. That was not my highest. Still did okay. Not gonna knock. Alright. Let's lock S. Not for lock V, I reckon. Unraveling stasis.
Dude, I've literally been sitting on this exact stance so long, I think I dented my fucking chair. I think I dented the armrests on my chair. Are you kidding? Dude.
Claudia. Is that it? Sweet. Oh my god, you sly bastard.
I was meant to put the codes in the... Oh my god.
Inferno Strike? What the fuck? Oh, I don't have... Oh, because I did the middle. What do we live for? What do we leave behind when we die? In a way, the act of living life is done to answer that question. I was always convinced that I was an accessory to Saturday's story. But that's not right. I'm important too. We all are. Sure, sitting by and helping Saturday while she figured herself out was what I needed to be at the time. But this time, things are different. This time, she needs me. So please, wait for me. It's my turn to be your knight in shining armor. Knight, huh? I can't say the sound of that doesn't excite me a little. What could this song be? Oh my god.
I did not expect those death notes, and I just hit I just hit by pure instinct.
The song sounds worthy of a knight. Flourish of light and molecules. Large for clashed against Dawn's pistol, knocking it back.
What? Ha! The pistol we got a makeover. About time this got interesting. I just thought it was time I paid you back for what you've been putting my girlfriend through. Hey, bullies.
Maybe I just realized it's her voice.
That's what I choose! Come on. Hit the drop, hit the drop! I've gotten finally good to be able to do stuff like this again. My recording's probably laggy right now. I don't know. I did it. The brute force finally went through, and the whole world froze. Cleared the final story lock. Dawn staggered back, the realization that she'd failed to stop us hitting her in an instant. What? What? Allison stepped forward. It's over, Dawn. Over? Over? And how is this over to you? What do you plan to do now? I stepped forward. We're stopping this corruption. Your plan failed, Liberator. Failed? Failed? Do you really think that ultimation can be just turned off? Even if it can't, we're escaping this place. We'll stay on layer 1 as long as it takes. You can't do anything about it. Alright. Saturday, I don't mean to rain on your parade, but Dawn also seemed to realize what Allison's getting at, and laughed. You're too late, Saturday. Can't you see? Did you even stop to consider that having a weakened block would make the corruption faster? It what? The ground continued to shake around us, but suddenly, a large hole began to form in the terrain. Layer 0 is done for, and it's all you're doing! You sped it up! Real nice plan, protagonist! Hey, not in any better of a position. I don't care! The hole was growing at a rapid rate. As much as I hated to admit it, I had failed to consider this. None of us had any time to react. Allison, Dawn, and I all fell into the giant crack in the world. Falling, falling, falling. We fell for what felt like minutes, days, months, years, eternities. Was it all for nothing? Would I not be able to see my friends on the other side? Would I ever see the other side? As we fell through the abyss of nothingness, the world we had lived in for over 8,000 cycles, the fake utopia we had called home, crumbled away into nothingness. And so, Layer 0 ceased to exist. Final chapter? What? Point of no return? When you select this node, you will begin the final sequence of the game. This sequence may last up to multiple hours, and once it is started, you cannot return to the main game until the story is finished. When you are ready, step into the Nexus and confront your final challenge? Bring it!